pretty much on my second or third night here, I was watching the sunset at 11 o'clock and um, the moon was coming up over the mountains across the bay, and it was just like this super full moon, and it was just amazing. And the mountains were pink and purple and glowing orange, and I was just like, holy crap, I'm never leaving.
So it sounds like that was a pretty good first impression for you.
Yeah, it was like, I just saw that and I was just like, well, this is making my soul sing right now, so it's gonna hang out here for a while.
Now, for people who might not fully understand what the views are in Homer, can you kind of describe what the layout is of the town?
So Homer is kind of interesting. So it's by the ocean, so it's got a nice little sea town vibe. What's the beach town? Not sea town, beach
There we
town.
go.
So it's nice little beach town community. You have the Spit, which is like this little peninsula of land that comes off, and at the end of the Spit it's like 4 miles long. At the end, there's the harbor and like some gift shops and the boardwalks and stuff. So there's that area, and then you have town, and I haven't really thought much about the layout of Homer, honestly.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the thing that's always stood out to me is you've got the harbor right there. You've got the mountains like coming right out of the water on the other side of the bay. And then you've got the glacier just like visible from the Spit and from the town also, just off to the,
Yeah.
I guess that's southeast. I guess that would be facing. So yeah, it's got a lot to the offer.
I know there's some places not in Homer proper, but if you go out East End a little bit, like past Homer towards where the Russian villages are, if you go out that way a couple miles, there's a few little hiking spots. And from there, I think you can see like 3 glaciers. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Quite a lot.
Now, when you say Russian villages, that's a new one on me. So tell me about this.
So there's Sterling Highway. You come into Homer, and if you just go through town and you go follow the road all the way to the very end, there's some switchbacks that are just, a steep dirt road that, switch back and forth. And at the end of that, there is a Russian village.
Huh, that's interesting.
So,
like everything's in Russian. If you don't speak Russian, you're going to be out of place, like that.
I haven't actually made it back that way because I hear it's not very welcoming to a young white female on her own who is not Russian. So have not made it out there.
Gotcha.
But
that's fascinating. Like, is it hundreds of people back there? Like up to 100,000? Like how many? I've just never heard of Russian villages near Homer. So I'm kind of geeking out about this right now. I had no idea this was there.
Yeah, according to the Google machine, there's about 520 people living out in Fox River, which is the Russian village, or one of the Russian villages. There are 3.
Man, that's fascinating. I had no idea that was back there. Like I met with a lady in Seward one time just while I was visiting. And Christmas Eve, just as one does, going Christmas shopping. And pop into this little shop, and like hers, like I think hers was very German, but they had a lot of Russian stuff in there too. And she was talking about these small little, pockets of German or Russian villages around Alaska too. So yeah, fascinating.
Yep.
Anyway, okay, moving on. So what were some of the big challenges you had as you were moving to Homer proper though?
Yeah, so when I moved to Homer, I had no expectations, honestly. So for me, it was just like getting used to how condensed everything is. Because in Homer, like within the city limits, you have pretty much everything you can need that isn't Walmart. So you got the grocery store, you got, a bunch of different places you can go for like auto parts, you have, restaurants, and like everything is just so condensed. It's like all within 5 minutes.
That sounds a lot like Eagle River where I'm at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So
definitely think so.
yeah. So how many people live in Homer? Like I've kind of seen, I mean, it's got to be very seasonal, but like full-time people who actually live there though.
The last population census, the last census data that I saw said it was like around 5,000 people.
Gotcha, man. So it's actually about the size of Seward. It's just that seasonal influx that makes it feel a lot bigger, huh?
Yeah, for sure.
Man,
Mm, mm.
that's interesting. So how would you describe the culture of the town then? Is it very, the people kind of keep to themselves? Is it pretty close knit? Is it kind of every man for himself? What's the what's the what's the vibe with the tribe over there?
Everyone is pretty close knit. Sometimes it's difficult to kind of get yourself worked into the groups of people who are already established, who work in the same industry and see each other every single day through the summer and hang out with each other throughout the winter. Um, it's kind of hard to get into those groups, but once you are in them, everyone's just like, oh, your family, because not a lot of people here have their family here. And so we create our own family pretty much.